Welcome. There we go. Welcome. Hello, new subscribers, and welcome, returning subscribers. This will be a general collective. And if you want a personal energy update, I'll be doing it on this one, just in case of this here connection. Welcome. Don't forget to like, share with whomever you feel would benefit from these messages, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when I post or when I go live. Now, I did go live earlier, but that message seemed like it got cut out, but it's all good. Whatever was there, and if there was something in there for you, rock with it if it fits you. Now, let's see what we got going on in ethers, shall we? Let me see something right quick. Ooh, ooh. Guess what, y'all? The moon is officially in Cancer. The moon is officially in Cancer. 0 degrees. It just entered Cancer. Okay. Welcome, love. The moon just entered Cancer. Wow. Now, let's talk about the energy of the fourth house, Cancerian energy. This is actually the portal when the energies are able to enter into the physical realm, the mother. Now, I'm gonna just give you what's being downloaded to me as I'm speaking about this to you all. With this Cancerian energy, it's also connected to your ancestors. Okay. So now that the moon, which is the ruler of Cancer, is in its home sign, its ruling sign, you have the intensity of it even more, obviously. Now, the moon is really connected more so to the emotions you have connected to memories. Now, some of these memories, now remember, with the Cancerian energy, it could be ancestral. So, with what it is that you're feeling or memories attached to these feelings, you may not even be able to pinpoint what you're feeling from a physical standpoint. However, the Cancerian energy is a physical body of the spiritual sign of Capricorn. Okay. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is basically all about obstacles and challenges or limitations that are set to guide you. Doesn't mean that that guidance is going to be comfortable, right? However, being that Capricorn and Cancer are polar opposites, you can sort of see where this is going. If not, let's continue. The fact that this Capricorn energy or Saturn energy has this ability or carries the energy to limit you, it may be transferred as fear, because it's going to put you in a space to go into the unknown, seek a truth. Because right after, before Capricorn is Sagittarius. Now, the Sagittarius energy being polar opposite to Gemini, follow me here, is really connected to divine messages from your godly essence. Okay. Now, that divine energy, goddess energy, will also be connected to Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. But Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is before Capricorn. So now we have the seeking of beliefs. What is actually true to you? Separating the real from the illusion. separating the real from the illusion. Now, with that may come a lot of experiences that you may find limiting to you wanting to step into the next phase, but it's all for you to gain the strength to even be able to step into that. It's kind of like going through the birth process. The seed is planted and it goes through each cycle before it's able to go through the womb or the birth canal, right? So, with the moon in Cancer right now, y'all, remember when we had the full moon in Cancer? Let me just get the date here because I really want to dive into this. Let me see something right quick. The 17th. The 17th. January 17th was the full moon in Cancer. Now, give me a second here. Which was a Monday, and it was actually on a Monday, which is ruled by the moon, Lunar Day. So, a lot of healing was happening, but this healing had a lot to do with what was beneath the surface or hidden for so long. And again, going back to, the Cancerian energy being the ancestors, this is why you have the moon card, the chariot for the Cancerian energy, and then you also have the devil card and the world card for Saturn or Capricorn's energy. Whatever has yet to be discovered from the hidden of the moon can really put you into this devil-like frequency where you feel like you're in bondage, but in reality you're not chained to anything, because if you look at that devil card, they're not really chained. It's more so by choice. What it is that you're processing here based on what's going on below it. Okay? If you're really handling those feelings or dealing with them by really making others accountable for your healing process rather than you being accountable for it by really going within. Okay? It's Moon and Cancer energy right now. So, we are in Aquarius season, in the final decan of Aquarius, which is represented also by the moon, the Seven of Swords. Okay? Moon and Aquarius energy, where we're at in degrees as far as the sun being in Aquarius is in the third decan, which is ruled by the moon. So we have the sun operating like the moon right now based on that degree. Now we have the moon in Cancer in its home sign that it's ruled by. So it's kind of like a double moon. So it's more, it's like a lot of pressure when it comes to what's been hidden. And it can't be hidden anymore. And it won't be. Everything is being brought to the surface now, whether the physical body is prepared to handle it or not. It's basically the season for it. You can't hold a baby in past 9 months when it's ready to come out. Granted, there are some instances where, may come out after, but that I feel like at this point, as I'm saying, it may be due to, a misconception as to when it was actually conceived. But anyway, there is a lot, 919 on the timer, a lot that's being brought up to the surface within your feelings. And thing about feelings is that they're always there. Reasons change. The reasons will always change, but the feeling will always be there. This is why forgiveness is the fuck important, because the feeling will always be there. And you can give yourself a lot of reasons to go backwards or forwards. Right? I'm really interested in seeing what these messages are going to look like, because at this point, I mean, shit. Listen, We about to make it where we gonna make it. That's what we gonna do. So I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the elements. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my ancestors and spirit guides. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses, as well as the ancestors and spirit guides that flow through me, work through me, as me for the collective. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right. Where are we going first? Let me see something else. Something else to be looked at here. What's the sticky point of this energy? Let's see. Right now, Jupiter is in Pisces, 9 degrees. It's almost there. It's almost there. Stepping into the second decan of Jupiter and Pisces. Welcome, love. It's almost there. Wow. Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say to the collective, y'all. Okay. You're all in a position where so much is coming to the surface. Don't sabotage yourself by avoiding what you're feeling, because the universe will hand you another lesson to see it through. See it through. Okay? Where you have no choice but to hold yourself accountable of really going through it and filtering what you must, so that way you're able to take from it what you must in order for you to evolve. Okay? So really be mindful of what you're feeling. Mindful of what you're feeling. Full as the moon, because the moon will be all about completions, and that's coming up also, full moon in Leo. All right, so the Leo energy has a lot to do with creativity, the way you rule your own life based on your instincts, and you trusting yourself to move forward based on what you know. So if you're ignoring what you know, and it has something to do with creativity, or that's going to be the influence to you creating, you're going to be limiting only yourself. So the more you're able to tap into those things where you may block yourself from being vulnerable, because remember, in order for you to step into unconditional love, you have to be able to be vulnerable. And that means having emotions, expressing them, and filtering through them. Not using another person to do it either. If you must, okay, let's run that back. When I say use another person to do it, it's more so dumping your energy on people rather than, expressing yourself to express yourself. Because you'll know when you're dumping something on someone, because you're going to expect them to take your side. That's not really somebody that's listening to what you have to say. And that is also part of you being open and vulnerable, is being able to discern who's actually listening and who's just there acting like they're listening, because you'll know when they're acting like they're listening, because they'll do the complete opposite of what you said. I mean, it'll show in the actions. It'll show. But if you ignore what you're seeing in actions, that's up to you. You know what I mean? So I'm going to grab a wisdom message first. Message of wisdom. Welcome, y'all. Seems like the connection is doing well right now. I'll be doing the personal energy updates, but for the month of February, it's 2222. It'll go back to 3333 in March. What is that? Well, right now for the month of February, it'll be 2222. And I am open for personal readings outside of here. All you must do is email me. Information is in the description box below. Okay. And for those, I do, ask my guides in regards to whether we'll be proceeding. But for these, I'm already open, so that's a different story. So let's see what we have here. What do we have for the collective source? Welcome, lovely beings. What y'all got going on? What y'all got going on? What you got going on? Are you improving your situation? Are you using your discernment? Let's talk about it. Shout out how we living, pimpin'. I'm forever living. At the bottom of the deck, we have a loyal heart. I mean, I literally be going out. Aw, I love it. I literally be coming on here to deliver y'all some spiritual messages, but apparently, I saw her that last message, or not the one before this one, but the other one that was just a posted video, wasn't live. It went from the spiritual realm to a whole lovey-dovey realm. But that love energy from that reading, and I feel like it's connected to what we're about to do right now, even. It's really the result of you decluttering your own mind so that way you can connect to what you truly feel, what you've been ignoring or numb to. You have a loyal heart. You're now listening to your heart, because in order for the owl to have its meal, it must listen to the heart, because normally it's at the top of the mountain or in snowy terrains where the lynx is. The lynx is the keeper of secrets. And you sing, I just received my, aw, you better work, honey. I know that's right. I love it. I love it. We have a loyal heart though. 35. Bring that to an 8. It does talk about change, abundance as a result of transforming. Okay, transformations are uncomfortable, obviously. You see the process of a caterpillar going into a butterfly. It may look something to like be wowed about, but then it's like, think about the process it's going through. It looked like this at one point. Now it looks like this with wings. Something has to break, separate, in order for it to come together to the bigger picture. Ashe. Right? Loyal heart, y'all. Loyal heart. Look at these two sitting there with their crowns. The male and the divine masculine, divine feminine sitting with the crowns. The feminine birds are usually the bigger ones. And look at the two keys here. Both have gone through the process of really studying their craft, really being on their spiritual journey, the Hierophant. There's abundance coming from the spiritual aspect of it. Let's see what you got. No place like home. No place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. But what is home to you? Home is obviously going to be a space where you feel love and comforted and can be yourself and you can express yourself, even if that means a space where you're just there alone. It feels like home because you feel the love, you feel the genuine care of, this is you. I accept you for all that you are. I accept me for all that I am. Flaws and all. But when I say flaws and all, it's basically getting to that space where you have addressed the flaws. right? Being accountable for the healing of whatever those flaws may have influenced you to do, say, or even be. Okay, so let's see what No Place Like Home is talking about for you all. Okay, we have happy, happy at the bottom of the deck now. 26, another 8. So 8, 8 so far. I went outside earlier. While I was outside earlier, I saw of an amazing synchronicity. It was 5964, and then something else said, what was it, 5964, and then another one said 6954. I said, well, shit. Like back to back, like I looked one direction, I looked at where I looked at was the bus, and then the license plate said they had the same numbers but in a different order. I said, oh shit. And when I looked it up, it was basically making choices for a better life. I said, Ashe. Then after that was 000, then 8888. I said, hey. I said, let me go and talk to the collective and share this abundance, because the abundance that I'm sharing with you all right now are the messages that I receive. Because that's what it's for. It's for me to experience and share. So here we are. No place like home. Welcome, my love. No place like home. Poised. Yes. See? No place like home. Poised comes out next. 50 and 48. Now, the bottom of the deck right now, we have the Yang energy and never ending story, here and now, and round, which came out earlier, followed by the book, and then the fates. And the regeneration is under that. So this is similar to what came out in the live that I did earlier, but I don't think it completed the recording of it, which is fine. But we have here the Yang and the Never Ending Story. That is a movie, as a matter of fact. Never Ending Story. It's kind of like The Matrix and all these other great movies that can really open up the mind's eye to see the bigger picture as well as the here and now. But with this Yang energy, okay, at the bottom of the deck, while we have poised and no place like home, there has definitely been a transformation when it comes to Aries energy, the I am that I am. So basically, the death of the ego. There's a major death of the ego. And with the death of the ego, allows you to fully see the reality, the true reality of the spiritual. Okay? Because for so long, right, it's been all about the physical as it being reality. But that's more of the byproduct of the actual reality, that which is within. Okay? So, with no place like home, as you're going through this transformation and getting to know more about the I am that I am, which is God in motion within you, some of these points in your life where you may have been more aggressive than any other thing, now you're learning to be more poised, especially in the ways of taking action, not being so impulsive. Now you're actually processing, you see, all that it is that you're experiencing. And in that, of course, some of it's not the best that's being brought to the surface, but it's also where you gain your greatest strength. Okay, but let's see what's next here. We have no place like home and poised. Some of you could be going through a transition where you wanting to move like such, but you're remaining poised throughout it all. You're being poised through it all, and you're realizing in doing so, you're seeing more of what has been holding you back. that you may not have seen because of the impulsive action. Okay. Which also goes back to, you may have had all that you wanted, but it didn't last before because there was something that needed to shift in order for it to be long term or connect to the eternal aspect of your life, the spiritual, which remains like the feelings. The feelings will always be there, but the reason is going to always change based on the illusion. Okay. Next, we have here soulmates. And we started out with loyal heart. I'm telling you, all of this stuff that you're uncovering, you might have even stepped into a phase where you weren't even, your mind wasn't even on partnerships in matters of love, like romantic love. But in doing things that way now, okay, I see 544081. The book of Enoch. For some of you may have been studying that or really taking that in lately. So whatever it is that you've been doing with the book of Enoch is really allowing you to wake up those dormant cells that will allow you to go through the transformation much smoother. And remember in the loyal heart card, 2 keys that were at the top hanging from the owls, this penguin, now penguins have the ability to go to the depths of the sea where it's extremely dark, basically to the core of the bodies of water throughout this entire planet, right? Penguins. And in this card here, there's definitely telepathic communication happening between soulmates at this time, especially the one that has the key to your heart, which would be a soulmate, your divine soulmate, or twin soul, because not everybody signed up for the twin soul journey in this lifetime, okay? Because your twin soul, more than likely, your twin soul is going to be a part of your same cross, whether if it's cardinal, fixed, or mutable. And your soulmate may be a mutable sign if you're a fixed sign, or a cardinal sign, something from a different cross. But we have no place like home, poised, and soulmates. You may even be able to see clearly who it is that is actually there for you versus who isn't, reality versus illusion, especially when you feel like things are just hanging, like the hangman, for you to see things from a different perspective. And in that hangman position, it may feel like you're sacrificing yourself. But this is a point where you're actually wanting to do so because now you really want to get through this transformation. Because after the hangman is the death card, which is the card of transformation, Scorpio. I just heard the song, The Wind Beneath My Wings. Thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings. Message in the bottle. Now, this is all about signs and synchronicities as well. Notice, okay, from what I'm looking at right now, especially with the telephone being in a bottle under the water, and then you have the house hanging like a bird nest, and you heard what I just said, the wind beneath my wings. Okay, so birds, again, are extremely important. Collective, as a matter of fact, I saw an eagle today. When I went to the park, an eagle definitely flew over me. I said, hey. It's literally what I did. I was like, huh, okay. It's done, y'all. It's done. And when I mean what's done, things you may have been holding on to, wanting to assist the world outside of you, more than likely to avoid the karma they would receive if they didn't shift, because you can see. But looking deeper into it, they were designed specifically to put you back on track in terms of remembering why you're here. Sometimes the pawns on the board when it comes to your life, it may strike you like a thunderbolt to see who it is. This is why strength and courage is important. It's so important, because once you're shown the truth, it's going to require a lot of strength for you to, be rooted and grounded when the information or the knowledge presents itself to you. I said, what? And that's not a normal sighting where I'm at. Like, that's not it doesn't happen often. Like, I know the difference between a hawk and an eagle. You feel me? I say, it makes all sense in the world of spirituality. It's the 11th, the day of the visionary spiritual insight. So, being more poised in all of these transformations is going to connect you all, even if it's not something you're looking for. You may already be with your soulmate. But for those of you who are still, going through your transformations and have reached a space where now you're comfortable with who you are, getting to know you, you're attracting a vibrational match, whether if it's business or love. Oof. Let's see what else we got going on here. Time to go, and it fell right on top of no place like home. Noted. 45, so 45 days. For some of you, if there's something you want to change or do, 45 days. Give yourself 45 days. Okay, work on that. 45 days. Make something happen. Take 30 days anyway to break from a habit. But if you're doing something for 45 days, you're looking at some great consistency and longevity when it comes to long-term work, partnerships, connections. Grand evening, my dear. All right, time to go. Mind you, it's literally after this liberation from the truth that you receive here that you'll be prepared to go. Doesn't matter how difficult the trail may seem, or unorthodox the trail may seem, the path may seem, rather. Because this is a boardwalk in the sky and a gate at the end. And it fell right on top of no place like home. Thing is, the home is also in the sky by being hung up like that. Okay. Community. Connecting to your soul tribe. Something about the animal kingdom as well. And there's birds in here too, different types, and with the giraffe as well. And the giraffe is a representation of an animal that can reach the ethers because of its long neck. It has It has a deep connection to the spiritual in terms of receiving the messages and being able to hear it clearly. Now, if this is you, you're possibly somebody that they would call crazy or you're out of your mind because you hear certain things. Let them call you what they want to call you. Okay? You keep going on your path, because when Source says it's time for you to go to walk through new levels and new doors where those same people will come back to you and ask you for assistance, and you use your discernment when it comes to that, because you'll be able to step into this higher perspective where now, even if that does come back, if you want to assist, you will. But if you notice that the wisdom of your body is telling you that this person could just be coming back to redrain you or to test you again, you already know what to do with that. Trust the wisdom of your body. If you feel drained, that's a no. If you feel energized, that's a yes. 35, 55 all the time, as we're saying this right now. So, and 35 was loyal heart. If the heart, if the, now remember, a loyal heart, right? I know how I feel about that loyalty. Everybody that's loyal to you does not mean they respect you. So in order for you to really know who's loyal, you're going to have to listen and see if that respect is there. And you'll notice it through the actions, the body language. It ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell. We have mending coming out next. Time to go so you can mend, so you can rest and rejuvenate and recuperate. All right. Source got y'all. The universe got you. Things may feel like it was, on a standstill, but it was all for a greater purpose, because it was something you had to see first to complete it once and for all. Granted, right now these messages are pulling through because the moon has already entered Cancer. And before me even realizing that, I had actually posted the pin saying that this is going to be a general and a personal for whoever wants a general update. And notice how I was mentioning that while the moon was in Gemini, I was going to do a separate live. It automatically switched to just being, you can do it here now. Because that's what I said. I said, while the moon is in Gemini, we're going to take it to another side, because there's two sides to it. And you got that Gemini energy, go multiple sides. I'm not just going to say two, because it could be so many different ways with the Gemini, because they have the ability to be in three different spaces at once: the underworld, this world, and above the ethers. Then we have come to the edge when it comes to the final card here, soulmates and come to the edge, and they look similar. Everything is kind of like up in the air. So going back to reasons change, but feelings have a way of settling themselves, so that way you're able to go into the waters to cleanse whenever necessary. Go the distance. Some of you could be traveling, moving, connecting to people from a further distance than you. Okay, finding ways to truly connect to all that you want to do, but you got to come to the edge, step out of your comfort zone, because your soul is connecting to these mates, because your soul knows what it wants to evolve. Again, this could be work, love, however this fits for you. At the top of the deck here, we have breathe. Tell me more about that. Happy, breathe. You're about to step into happiness. Breathe. You're about to step into happiness. What's under that? Not for you. And what's not for you? You're doing what you're supposed to do. You've thought about it long enough. Now it's time to co-create with Source. And if whatever is not for you, it's obviously not in connection to co-creation with Source, what you consider to be your source, not what anyone tells you it should be. Go the distance, chop wood. Well, in between that was unfinished symphony, and there goes the loyal heart. So under loyal heart, you have serendipity. So there's a moment where things are going to shift quickly for you as you're cleaning up these unfinished symphonies, going the distance to do the work, doing things you're not comfortable doing, but it seems more like Source is guiding you to do so. This is even more so like coming to the edge, which is a leap of faith, taking the leap of faith. Whether if it's handling a situation, addressing a memory, really looking at it and saying, if you gotta say fuck, I knew that's what it was, but now that I truly know, I can release the burdens from saying to myself, nah, that can't be it. No, that's what it is. It was just 40:11 on the timer as we were saying that. Okay, that's what it is. But it takes for you to recognize and be honest with yourself and say, you know what, that's exactly what's been keeping me from moving forward. But there could have been little tricks and ways of deception that would make you think otherwise until you woke up. Shuffle this out, split the deck, deep knowing. All right. So let's go to the tarot. Let's go to the tarot. I want to use a different deck. Where are you? Right here. You already started blocking people? Ashe. I feel you on that. I will suggest the ones you do block. Make sure those are ones that you're doing it from a space where you know what? No more. Not from space of anger or resentment. Just to heads up. Do it from more so like, yeah, no, you really don't belong on this path. And I overstand because you probably done all that you can, to assist with that. And it just kept doing the same thing over and over again. And you're finding out that it's hurting you. I would definitely block. But then you also have those energies without you even knowing it in the present moment, that as you're going through a shift, you would tend to kind of like step away from it until you go through the transformation. And once you get through the transformation, you're able to see that even those you may have disconnected from was simply for that, because there was something within your transformation that you connecting with them could have made a great situation worse than it was actually supposed to be or even fit to be, you know? It's from the space of Ashe, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And you start to realize too how much you hold on to because of the love that you have in your heart, the unconditional love. But not everybody's built like that. That shit sucks, actually, you know? Everyone is truly accountable for his or her own healing. If we were here to fix everyone, then the ascended masters would have never had that issue before us too. That lived through us. Because that was their task, was to get the collective to step into higher consciousness. Man. At this point now, I'm in a meditative state doing these cards for y'all. So I'm shuffling. What we got here for the collective source? Feels good though. A lot's being released, huh? There's a lot that you're releasing. that you're releasing. Okay. Two of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Moon in Libra. See Anubis down there. This is symbolic for that type of shift where you've been sitting on something for so long, guarded about it, not wanting to see the truth about it, where it had to end. For whatever reason, it could be something that you were attached to, and we are here to not be attached, but to connect. You know, love is not attachment. Nothing about love is attaching oneself. Even when it comes down to people transitioning, the way people respond to that, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Mm-mm. So, before I get into these messages, you just got to change the narrative of your story. Read exactly what you just wrote right now. You're telling yourself that you accept betrayal. You're telling yourself that you don't care about yourself, and you're willing to accept when others do that to you. And you're not going to let go. Just read what you just wrote. You don't have to ask me a question. Read what you just wrote. You're choosing to accept that. In the age of Aquarius, you got to know. Accept the situation for what it is without denying the difficulties. You got to ask yourself, not outside. You don't have to ask me that question. You got to ask yourself why you continue to do that. You know? And I'm here for those type of statements, but yeah, I know I serve it up straight. Anything that's not serving you. One thing about me, I'm not going to baby anyone through a situation. Because I have a lot of that Kali, Mother Universe energy flowing through me. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable to accept what isn't treating you with value. Unacceptable. The way to handle that is really see, is this coming from your childhood? Is this coming from a marriage you viewed throughout your childhood that really lets you do that because you've embraced unworthiness? That's what that is. This isn't something you can mask or cover up. You know? Yeah. Can't cover that up. Mm-mm. That's a perfect journal entry until you get to the point where you want to burn that shit up. And thank you for being open and honest like that, because somebody else in here needs to see that about themselves. It's not just you. We all have our moments. It could be in different categories too. Shit, I had that same experience my damn self. Until I looked at it and said, did you just realize what the fuck you just told yourself? This is an energy that doesn't accept or appreciate you. Doesn't matter how it shows in the physical. But what are you feeling? What is the wisdom of your body telling you about this? Because you can tell your body starts shaking, all this other shit. Love ain't an energy that'll make you feel like you want to tear something up unless it's out of protection. Unless it's out of protection. You gonna fuck some shit up. At least I know I will. That's why I gotta chill out. You feel me? Got you. Appreciate you for even putting that there. That's you already on your way. You're already on your way. The ego is just playing with you because you're willing to be open about it. You know what I mean? So you're gonna let go. You've already let go. You just gotta match the physical with the spiritual. That's your spirit talking. Mm-hmm. It's time to reclaim all that energy. Because some of you may carry this wound from seeing a parent experience this and you know that they deserve better, but you can't do nothing about that. If somebody wants to stay the path that they in, but just don't let them play you out now. Where they make you believe that shit is okay. It is not the fuck okay. It's never okay to be mistreated or devalued. Ever. Ever. So let's get into y'all messages. We see where we at, right? We see where, okay. Two of Swords. Anubis is looking at you like, oh, so you're not going to drop that burden. You're not going to make your heart light as a feather because I send you to Hades, which is the underworld. You prepared to see all those skeletons and bones and blood and gruesome shit that didn't make it past the gates to come out of darkness into the light? You want to stay there? Mm-hmm. I go visit there from time to time. It's part of my journey. But it's to pull the shit out that wants to come back up and see the light of day. Which is also part of my journey I've come to overstand. Just as much love I have in my heart, I send motherfuckers where they don't want to go. If you play them cards that way. Feel me? So we gonna get about this energy, y'all. Okay? It's time to rise and step into your power. But first, you must reclaim your power. A lot of you left situations and left your power there. That's what that Eight of Cups is all about. Is somebody leaving where they thought they had abundance? Okay? But did you take who you are with you from that? And you'll know if you didn't, if you still feel connected that way. Your power's still there. In ways that you'll look at it as, you know that's not for you. You know it's not for you. That's like eating something you don't like, but you keep eating it. You know it don't taste good. You know it don't make you feel good, but you keep eating it. And I'm not talking about something that tastes good and ain't good for you. I'm talking about something that you really don't like the taste of, but you keep eating it. Look at this. Look where we at now. We got the Page of Swords, which is about detaching. Right up under that, you got the Page of Cups. Then Two of Swords. Let me tell you what's under there. Under this Two of Swords right now is the Emperor, the I am that I am. Who are you? Because once you figure out who you are, you'll be able to reflect. You'll be taking baby steps in this reflection because it's going to be a lot that you're going to be cutting out of your life. But you have, oh shit, there's going to be a lot that you're going to be cutting out your life because look at here. You got the Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords with this bad boy right here. This little bit of cutting going to turn into a massive cut. Annihilating, purging it all. because now you're valuing your core values, what brings you emotional stability. This is Venus in Cancer energy. The moon is in Cancer right now, and this Cancerian energy, like I told y'all, has a lot to do with ancestral patterns. Some of you are moving based on the burdens that some of your ancestors have. And think about, you know, the generations before you and all that went on in this world. Things that were handled or were not handled or hidden because of fear. Like a spiritual belief or spiritual ability, a magical ability. Okay? You already know how it go. What they tell you not to do is exactly what you should be doing. Especially if they got so many reasons as to why you shouldn't be doing it. What is your heart telling you? What is your soul telling you? Because when you get to that point and your heart's being weighed, okay, it's all about you decluttering energies that block you from knowing who you are, the I am that I am, the power that you have, the root chakra, what it is that you want based on your core values, your self-worth, and your emotional security, the sacral. Then it's going up to the solar plexus, your willpower. What are you willing to do based on what you know you can do? Because you can also give up. But if you give up, you'll never reach that heart space. And once you do reach that heart space, all of that energy of you knowing the other three below that clears it up from any burdens that has been blocking it or, has it in bondage. This is why the spiritual evolution is important. The spirit has to evolve. And the spirit evolves if the soul is allowed to keep going. If you are connected to your soul. Some of you have karmic cycles or karmic lessons where your soul has to be saved first. This is why you step into the underworld. The Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords. What is no longer serving you. You already have a clear mind, clear thought. You have triumph, but it came through to fuck a lot of adversity, that's for sure. Some of you may even have Chiron in Cancer, where your deepest wounds comes from ancestral patterns that may have been hidden from you because you were told, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Or that's not of you. That's not of us. That's not of our tradition. Man, fuck that tradition. What is my soul saying? Because some of you, your life depends on that. It's up to you to release that burden. So the ones that come after you don't have to do that, because it's gonna be a much tougher task for them. Then you gonna be that ancestor in those realms, knowing that this is happening, but because you didn't fulfill your part, you still got karmic debt. You can't help them. Shit get real. I be seeing shit I don't want to see, but I know that's my path, and it's just be like, you know what? I got to deliver these messages and tell people who are similar to me, like, yo, just do you. Fuck what anybody else telling you about you shouldn't be doing this. You know what you know. You know what you know. Do it for your purpose, your true north, which is all about stepping out your comfort zone. Because a lot of your south node is going to be reflected by those who tell you, no, go by this tradition. That's not what we do. But see here, this is where your soul gets to be liberated, because now you have this experience where you can see where you may have been that person in the past. Telling your grandmother or your grandfather they shouldn't be doing that. It's shit real out here. When it comes to this reincarnation and resurrection type talk. nonetheless, y'all, everything I'm saying right now, some of you don't even have anybody you can express this to because you sound like something wrong with you. Listen, this ain't the realm of right or wrong. This is cause and effect. How about that? It's cause and effect. I know if I keep doing this because I've been doing it, this is the effects of it. So if I change it, this is what it looks like, or at least this is going to be a different path, but it ain't going to be the same shit I've been doing, going in circles and getting fucked nowhere. But repeating cycles. Thinking you really living life, but you just surviving. You're supposed to be out here living like royalty. Because that's what you are. So, what else we got here? The Ten of Wands. Saturn and Sag. Obstacles and challenges you've encountered because of your truth. But mind you, in this one, this is different from the other Ten of Wands. The other Ten of Wands, you got him holding 10 wands and he can't see where he's going. Not this one here. He's holding 9 of the wounded healer, strong as fuck, and has that one wand, which is connected to that Ace of Wands, which is the rebirth, the awakening, the personal development. Like, yeah, I got these, but I'm going to use these whenever I'm supposed to. It's kind of like the venom. Instead of it, taking you out, you're going to be able to use the venom to heal. Something that potent. Look at this. See what I'm saying? And water into wine. Literally. Divine partnerships too. As you awaken your counterpart. Both of you have a lot of serpent wisdom. Or those that you'll be connected to has the serpent wisdom. Being crowned by it too. That's the Kundalini rising. It's no longer being stuck at the root. Now it's able to rise. It's been restricted long enough. You have more than enough information. Now it's time for you to step up. Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And this Five of Cups is different from the others because in the other Five of Cups, you see that dark figure looking at through these 3 cups. But now you have here, basically we just finished talking about that energy that has been stuck at the root, right? Because of not following one's own core values, 2 of Cups. The basis of this energy right here was the mourning you was doing, okay? The mourning you was doing to receive clarity. And you had to do this on your own. Every transformation process is going to be on your own. You don't take anybody with you. Understanding is a personal affair. Understanding is going through that dark night of soul, going through the underworld. I don't care how much loyalty and respect you think this person has for you. They're not going to want to go in that underworld trip that you got to go through. Even if they say they do, I'm pretty sure something will spark in them that tells you, I got something else to do. Yeah, the fuck you do. It's a personal thing. So don't expect anybody to understand what you're going through either. Because that's when you start looking outside yourself and you hold yourself back. Real talk. Real talk. 9 of Cups. A wish fulfillment. coming up under the Two of Cups, as a matter of fact. I mean, Jupiter's in Pisces right now, 9 degrees. It got about one more little itty bitty degree to go before getting to the 10 degrees, which is 9 of Cups. You walked away from all that no longer serves you. In the same way he's holding these 9 wands, knowing where he's been wounded and hurt and always constantly going back to that because you want to assist. Now no more. Now you're looking forward. Not forgetting where you come from. You're forgiving it, but you don't forget. You still move forward though. It's feelings. Water has memories. The moon is emotions attached to memories. Right now, the moon is in Cancer. Its ruling sign, water. I got that water. Yeah, I got that water. Okay, my bad. Then you got the star card at the bottom of the deck. Ain't nothing but water going into this here. Straight water. I'm going to keep comparing it to the other ones. Well, yeah, this is looking at the two different sides. And the other star card, you see water being poured onto the land and into the water. Now, this one here is just straight water. The healing is of the emotions, and that's all about addressing it, what it is that you feel, no longer ignoring it. And that's what's allowing you to heal finally. Because right after this star card is the moon, number 18. Your feelings about your beliefs. And realizing the habits you've developed through that. And some of those habits were part of limitations and fear because of a past tradition. Is that the tradition your soul said you should be having right now? Is that how you're going to glow like a star? Doubt it. Each star glows differently. You can't come over here doing the same shit somebody in your past did when you got you got part of that within you, but you also have you. You're a resurrection of the past, but you're you. You're not that person physically. You have that spirit within you. You got the King of Cups. You got that water. This is coming out in the middle of the spread. So if we're looking at love, the middle of the spread is the King of Cups, seeing you as a wish fulfillment and like finally wants to communicate, like constantly communicate. Why? Because you've addressed that energy within yourself. If it's not a water sign, this is someone who's emotionally intelligent, intuitive, nurturing, business-oriented, family-oriented, straight across the board. Because you handle that for yourself too. 108, Enoch, again. It's a prophet some of you connected to. Well, you yourself are that prophet. And this is why this is why you went through the lessons you've gone through, so you can recognize that. You thought that shit was going to be easy? Yeah, all right, look at that. The high priestess under here this whole time. The high priest is at the bottom of the deck at the time this King of Cups come out. Mystical, all-knowing. When you know or have the ability to know what's unknown, you ain't going to be doing that much talking. You're going to be doing a lot more observing to see the real from the illusion. There's not much you have to say. It'll be shown to you. It'll always be shown to you. Okay. The sirens. You can't make this shit up now, one bit. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. It felt like this. That's the Hierophant. That's the 7 of coins, or pentacles, which is all about divine timing. Obstacles and challenges, Saturn and Taurus, of you getting to know yourself. Removing the bad habits that stopped you from pulling these two together. Ashe. You listen. No, 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 no. The other side, as I turned it over, was the Queen of Cups. Some of you need to stop being like the maternal figure of your bloodline. Address every situation of it as it is, accept it for what it is, but you gotta let that go. Gotta let that go. It was all part of your process. Let me get a surrender card right quick. Split the deck. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. At the bottom of the deck was surrender attachment to results. Process oriented. Process is perfection. The equalizer. 11104 on the timer. What's this? Surrender to rest and sleep, because this is where you'll be receiving a lot of your messages. And then you have surrender your belief in scarcity. The moment you put things to rest and you rejuvenate yourself and you see things clearly, okay, you may be wiping out a lot of people out of your life. This could be temporary. This could be for the remainder of your lifetime here. But now you're focused on your soul's path and your abundance that's connected to it. And this is the thing, when source is ready to move you through a situation, it's going to move you. And these are going to be times where you have no explanation. And this is when the big guns come out from other people, where they try to use all type of shit to distract you and make you think, look at that, surrender to divine time. You can't make this up. Just can't. I mean, you can, but I should have you going bonkers. King of Cups, sitting in the middle of the waters. The throne is in the water, for one. Your power is in the water. Your power is in your emotions. Your power is in your feelings. The womb, yeah, the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar. Because after that would be the heart. When you meet Anubis, or rather Isis, to determine whether you're prepared to evolve. Did you balance the divine masculine and divine feminine within you? If so, you may proceed through the gates. Let's see what's next here. The devil. He in the water too. And this card, he's in the water. Ain't nobody there. Look at this. Look at this. Now, this is not 15, 10 of Pentacles. This could be about your support system and your family that you're disconnecting from, or those that were closest to you. Okay. This King of Cups is focused more on wish fulfillment. What it is that allows him to grow, feel at home. What is home? Home is not fear. Same way love is not attachment. So detaching from all of these energies that make you think that if you're not around, if you're not this close, if you're not doing this, that's attachment. Nobody got time for that bullshit. That ain't it. That ain't it. Queen of Cups is still here. Seven of Swords. Coming up next. This is the Moon and Aquarius. We are in Aquarius season. And in the deacon of where Aquarius is, as far as the sun, it's ruled by the moon. The final deacon of Aquarius is ruled by the moon. So when it comes to your emotions as it relates to the world outside of you. You're actually putting the swords down, those three of swords. So I'm seeing somebody waking up from the healing process. You got those four swords that you've been healing from, a past foundation, and now you're finding ways to use that to build a solid foundation from gratitude. That's what this seems like here. This is something that's inspiring you. Now you're inspired. You're turning your pain into power, like water into wine. Then we have the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is connected to Moon and Cancer. The Moon is in Cancer right now. And here we have somebody in the back riding a camel. So this could be a representation of you too in the past, where you may have been stubborn, but you were stubborn because you were going through a process of transformation through the fire. To reignite your passion, because whatever it was that you were around has depleted you to the point that you forgot who you was and what you were passionate about. Until you took the moment to rest, put it to rest, so you can surrender this belief that you wasn't good enough because you was just pulling that shit from others. No worries, my love. Love you too. Look at that, the moon coming up under the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups. Okay, some of you may be a moon in Scorpio, moon in Capricorn. They want you to focus on what that energy means. Really look into your moon sign and the degrees that it's in, and really get to know yourself in that aspect when it comes to your emotions connected to memories here. Because Anubis is being tickled in this one. He's having a great time. And then we have shellfish, the lobster. Now we know shellfish to be something that you should not be eating anyway. I'm not going to say you should not be, but I wouldn't recommend it. You may have your moments where, okay. Pay attention to what foods are considered luxury. And really do your research as to what that is, because eating lobsters, that's one of the, or anything that's shellfish, it's connected to Yemaya, children of Yemaya, or the mother that makes everything flow, or would rise tides and wash everything out, stop things from being transported back and forth. Movement. The sun is at the bottom of the deck. Hathor, Het Heru, the heart chakra. The sun is connected to the heart also. That inner child has to be really taken care of here. It has to know that where you're at, because it's been your inner child that's been pulling on you. That as you're reflecting on situations that are occurring now, it's your inner child that's like, it was just 11844. It's your inner child that's been pulling you to see, to lift it up, to reassure it that it's okay. Because for some of you, like I said, you walked away from things, but you left your power there. You left your inner child there. It's kind of like literally leaving your child behind when you left a situation that hurt you, because it depleted you from the space of you that allows you to create or be you. You got to get your child back. Final two, the Three of Wands and the Nine of Coins. Wow. So once you saw things from a higher perspective, with this Three of Wands, you were able now to call your ships in or send out a message to the sun as it was setting, so that way when the new dawn comes up, you have this new revitalized life or this rebirth. Because they're more than like this, they're wearing the same thing, but notice how this yellow, he has it wrapped around him, while he has on the white here, which is similar to the inspiration that you've gained from the pain to build. And as you were building, based on what it was that you were thinking, because your thoughts and your feelings were matching, now you're able to call in all that belongs to you here. And when you're doing so, okay, you have this red bird, the cardinal bird. Now you know who you are. You're trusting spirit. You're trusting your intuition. You're prepared now to ascend. With this 9 of coins, Venus in Virgo, you're now knowing where your service is appreciated, not tolerated. So you're not putting yourself in positions where you're going to be taken advantage of like the past. Because what? You left your child behind. Your inner child behind. Or however that fits. You see the serpent here? Now the serpent knows, okay, the student is ready. The teacher appeared. And once that lesson has went through its process, now you have the victory and success and dominion over those feelings to be able to sit on your throne no matter what type of terrain it is. Because this King of Cups can easily sink. Selfish or selfish? Shellfish. And Yemaya's children, just in speaking of the Orishas, but shellfish is basically something that is unclean that you shouldn't be eating. It contains a lot of mercury, scientifically speaking. It contains a lot of mercury. So if it contains a lot of mercury and you're a person who overthinks, you're putting more of the energy of thinking into you rather than really connecting to your feelings. Shellfish. But you're really calling in your abundance now, your independence with this 3 of Wands and this 9 of coins. And shellfish sit at the bottom of the sea, so they take in everything that is toxic. So you're really actually putting that back into your body. Okay. So something to be mindful of. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's in the book of Leviticus as well. I ain't here to tell you what to eat. I'm just letting you know that shellfish contain mercury. And if you find yourself overthinking, just know mercury has a lot to do with thinking, and you're putting more of that into your body. Okay? So now you're causing yourself to overthink even more than what you're already doing. Okay? So here we are, y'all. Here we are. Here we are. Like I say, do what y'all want to do. But just know we in the age of knowing. Y'all got to do better in knowing what it is that y'all doing, what it is that you're putting into your bodies, including people. You know what I mean? So. Listen, y'all. I appreciate y'all for vibing with me, though. Got 6 of Cups. Walk away from those things that no longer serve you. Right at the bottom this whole time. Just saying. Then you got the Ace of Coins. Abundance. Career. New residence. Applications you may have put in. You're going to receive great news. As long as you walk away from those things that no longer serve you. Well, it was under there at that point. But as long as you walk away from those things that no longer serve you, you'll be calling that energy into you. Feel me? Because wherever you're going next, old habits don't have us. There isn't a space for the old habits at all. At all, at all. Everything that's considered luxury, know that everything that is within you is the first luxury. To be able to breathe is luxury. Okay. Everything else, yeah, like money and stuff like that is a tool for you to use. Absolutely. Go get yours. But the luxury you have, okay, as a god and goddess having a human experience is the breath of life. Life. And the activation of that is saying, I am that I am. Because it is the I am that activates that. So you can activate the God of abundance, or you can activate the God of strife. Depends on your verbiage, depends on your language, depends on your knowing. You know? And be easy on yourself when you receive information. Don't just be if you are one that can go straight into a different transformation, do you. But just because y'all hear me say stuff about the shellfish, don't be going hard on yourself and saying, no, I can't do this right now, because anything else that you eat after that's going to be just as detrimental as you eating the shellfish and you feel like it's not good for you. So it's all about the perception, the language, the energy, the I am. That I am is no joke. It's no joke. That's why when you in that high priestess mode, you say less, because you're really processing everything before you even say. But the high priestess is the embodiment of the empress, the queen of wands, the queen of air, the queen of pentacles, and the queen of water. Queen of fire, the queen of air, the queen of water, and the queen of earth is the embodiment of the high priestess and the empress. That'll give you a 6-pointed star. So let's go to an activation card for your soul. We're going to close it with an activation card for your soul. Anytime, baby, anytime. And the fact that you mentioned selfish, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's another word that comes across as a big gunner when it comes to you and your journey. And you start isolating yourself to get back to self. Because selfish, something like yourself. That means you have to get back to it because you depleted it completely from being too selfless. Got to balance it out. Really look into the words that are being used, that really get you to a space where you may even get into that meditative state. Because now you're processing this and you're like, wait a minute. What am I actually saying right now? What am I actually saying right now? Okay? Because actually it's about taking action. So the words are going to produce an effect. We see things happen in our environment or in the illusion, the physical world, and wonder why. But that wondering why is really more so your spirit wanting to pull you towards the reality of the spiritual. So let's see what your message is to activate the soul before we close off your messages, all right? Message for an Activation for the soul, the collective. Again, appreciate you all for being here and liking the video. We have emotions as your final message, number 12, with surrender at the bottom of the deck, 1231. Some of you are judging your emotions right now. Source is telling you to surrender. 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 By knowing what your truth is. What's your truth? Your truth, not what somebody else told you to believe in, or if you don't do it this way because of a tradition. Does that tradition fit you? What is your truth? What is it? Okay. Emotions. It is time to acknowledge and release suppressed emotional energy in a positive, constructive way. Emotions and feelings assist us in navigating our way through life. They are fundamental to determining the health of our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, which is definitely connected to the number 11. Receiving a lot of spiritual insights and minding your own. Okay? Because it's important for you to surround yourself with those who support you, because it can affect you in so many different ways, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's not a game, y'all. Take care of yourself, okay? Many people suppress their emotions for fear of being consumed by them. Neglected, stored emotions create volcanic pressure within, which can be detrimental to one's energy and body. If you have selected this card, Spirit is encouraging you to allow your emotions to flow in a safe space for you. Express your emotions. If you're sad, then cry. If you are angry, then be angry. Acknowledge and truly feel this process. Observe the emotions that are being released and ask yourself, from where do these reactions and emotions stem? Perhaps past memories and experiences are overlaying the current experience and increasing its emotional impact on you. It's so easy to overlook the tight grip these denied emotions have had on you until they are released. Channeling these emotions in a positive, constructive way rather than ignoring them allows you to free yourself of the emotional baggage within you. It allows you to free yourself of the emotional baggage within you, okay? This act of releasing enables you to be present, to enjoy the magic and awe of your everyday miracles. It's easy and tempting to resist these unpleasant emotions, but the only way you'll be free of this suppressed energy is to walk through the emotions. Write down your feelings. Releasing your emotions to nature or talking with someone you trust are just some of many ways you can dispel this pent-up energy. Be gentle and compassionate with yourself during this process. Prayer. Great Spirit, please guide me through this process of cleansing and releasing with love. Great Spirit, please guide me through this process of cleansing and releasing with love. Great Spirit, please guide me through this process of cleansing and releasing with love. And the associated chakra is the sacral. And this is on page 25. And that's the Wisdom Oracle card of Time to Go. So, let me go to the Wisdom Oracle card here. The Time to Go. Hey, my love. So much going on. Hey, sister. Not on this transition Thursday. That's what it is. It's a transition. It's a transition. And so many of this may be happening to you at once for you to change your perception of it, of what that feels like, or what that actually means. Because it seems like it's time for you to ascend into a higher level of what this means, what this actually means. Some lessons for us to tap into our actual abilities is much different than we would be comfortable accepting. Okay, so let me see here. All right, I got you right after this, Karina. So let me see here. 45, time to go. 45, time to go. Let's see what this says. I'm going to read. It just opened to the prosperity message. This message is clear. The path you've been on with your work, creative projects, and business alliances have come to an end. You will not find success you desire by continuing with what is now in front of you. This is an auspicious sign because there is no choice that will benefit you other than risking stepping into the unknown. It is time to walk towards something new. This card also pertains to the more neutral concept of completion. You finish your task and can rest assured that this ending will open up a powerful new avenue of opportunity, even better than any you have or can imagine. You have done all you can. Now trust that spirit keeps the plan moving forward. Fortune requires you to conclude this chapter of your life. And remember that when you close one door, another one opens. Okay? So protection message, even if it appears that you've reached the end of the line and all is lost, it isn't. You're in a situation that will resurface again later. So consider this a break rather than an ending. Destiny is in charge here. You lose nothing and gain everything when you surrender to that fact. Your soul knows that your destiny is unfolding with perfect timing and synchronicity. Your small self has doubts, but that is natural. It doesn't have the map of your destiny. The soul does. Spirit loves you. Trust that. Okay? So that's the message from Time to Go. You have so much power in you. This is where the experiences start to kick in. You know, I'll say this. For me, the moment that I had an aunt pass and I was wiping her body down, preparing her to transition, that's when it clicked. Because I even had family members ask me, how were you able to source? Told me to do so. You know what I mean? That's something that most may be uncomfortable with, but it's for a reason. We in this world have learned to attach ourselves, and that's a what I'm telling y'all right now. That's really something where that's a part of where each person is accountable for the way they're going to go about their transition when someone transitions. Know what I mean? Yes, initially you may feel like, you know, you're going to miss the person because they're not physically there. But remember, the physical world is the illusion. The spiritual world is the reality. We have been stripped so far and so off and wide from that realm that this is why when these situations happen, it becomes a burden. It becomes a process of grief or grieving. Do what you do because we were in that transition of stepping away from that. We truly are. Because you should be able to see when someone transcends the same way you can see that a baby is being born and entering into this life. You heard what I just said just now. Okay. When you at rest, when you have these dreams of people who have passed on and they come to your dreams, y'all. It's not a dream. It's not just your dream. That is the reality, but you just been stripped too far from that. Again, yes, this type of way of processing shit may take you, it's a journey. And it doesn't happen overnight. But for some of you, it will. Because some of your cells are just so dormant in that belief system that it takes for you to hear it or see it to wake up to it. And that's part of the awakening process where you find yourself going through a process of multiple losses back to back, back to back, back to back. Think about how much strength you have as this is happening. Think and feel that out. Feel me? So they're always there. Even as I speak this way, there's a part of my flesh that goes through that same process. Like, but they lost. I get it. You may feel that way, but you didn't. You didn't lose anything. This ain't it. This ain't the only. This is the place you grow. This planet, this realm is where you grow, where your soul evolves. It's just so unfortunate that that block is so thick from seeing the state of transition. Literally, the state of transition, like another place. You feel me? So, Karina, let me know you're here and I'll get into your messages, my love. As a matter of fact, I'm going to close this one. I just felt guided to close this one and I'll come back for the personal, see, and just going with what I'm being guided to do. I'm going to close this one and I'll come back. And then just let me know when you're in, okay? And we'll get your messages in, my love. But everyone else, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I literally felt that switch just now. Maybe because we're still in that cusp of Gemini to Cancer. But initially I was like, no, we can put it up here. We'll see why that is. And you'll feel more peace, my love. You're going to. You're going to. You're just going through a major shift right now. And it's probably multiplying this way because there may have been a shift from earlier in your 20s that you skipped. Skipped in the sense of not truly handling it the way you're handling things now. So it feels like another load. Okay. So I'll be out of this one. I love you all and I'll see you next time.